With a new Forge Pass comes new gear. The question is this one that you want to go for? Hey you guys, it's Cece. Welcome back to my channel. So the new Forge Pass that has come out is for Season 28, and with this does come Slayer gear set, which is super exciting because it is a variable set, plus 15% crit rate, 15% crit damage, and 10% speed. I do not think I have like any Slayer gear, so I'm actually gonna go ahead and take a look, and I mean, we'll see, but I'm pretty certain if I go down into my gear and I go down into Slayer, I have some. Okay, I lied, I do have a little bit. So the pieces that I actually have aren't terrible. You know what, let's actually go ahead and upgrade. Let's just bring it to 12 because I have good feelings for the, it went resistance. Okay. Maybe I shouldn't have said like, oh yeah, I got a good feeling about this, but regardless, as you can see, I really do not have much Slayer gear. So this is kind of a Forge Pass that has me interested, I guess we could say. Now, typically when it comes to like Forge Pass stuff, I've asked you guys, and a lot of you do think this is something that is worth it when it comes to a Forge Pass. If you're going to spend money in raid, there's a few different places that a lot of you do so. So one of those being like the raid card, that's something that I myself do get. The gem pass, so that is another. I don't think I have it right now, so I can actually show you guys the daily gem pack. This is also another one that is pretty good for the amount of gems that you're actually getting. Daily energy is one that it's also not bad, but I think some of the top ones are like the daily gem pack, but also typically the Forge Pass, especially when it is something that is considered to be a good set of gear. Now, of course, with different gear sets, there are things that we do need to consider, including what types of champs actually going to go on. So when it comes to the Slayer gear set, it is a good gear set, but some have said it's actually kind of niche in the sense that there's only going to be certain champs you actually put it on. You're not necessarily going to be putting this onto a champ that needs a lot of attack specifically or has single damage. But for the most part, what people say is that you typically want it on AoE champs. Now, this is where you guys chime in if you agree with that, if you think Slayer gear set goes best. Not sure what. Leave your comments down below, chime in, and let people know. But this is kind of what I've heard when it comes to Slayer gear set. So I do think something else that should be considered with this is the fact that along the way, it's not just what we're getting on the side here for the level 50 reward. Obviously, this is going to give you the accessories, and then you're going to have the gear itself. And again, the chances of this gear actually being useful right off the bat, hard to say. You might have to rework some of it. Maybe you'll get lucky. From the Forge Passes I've gotten in the past, the amount of times I've gotten like a flat stat on boots or this or that, it's kind of been like, But it's kind of actually the stuff that we do get along the way. So along the way, of course, you're going to get pieces that you can actually use to go ahead and craft gear. Now, if you are going with the free one and you're not actually looking to purchase the gold pass at all, then you do still definitely get stuff along the way here. So you'll still be able to forge some things, especially going through, you know, doing your daily challenges, taking a look at what is going on with the weekly challenges as well, and kind of just making sure that you're more or less doing those things to actually, I guess, make the Forge Pass totally worth it. Now, anytime there is the daily and weekly for the Forge Pass, whether I get the gold pass or not, it's still something I do actually try to take advantage of. So for example, win 3 classic arena battles using 1 magic champ. Now, luckily I haven't done much in arena, and I do have some magic champs, so this is actually not kind of too bad to complete this for the dailies. I haven't decided yet though if I want to go ahead and get this Forge Pass. I'm considering it, but I don't know. I'm not sure yet. Regardless, I'm glad they have put a set in here that, you know, like I said, Slayer is pretty good. There's definitely some gear sets I'm waiting for the Forge Pass so that I'm able to kind of improve my gear. And I've recently been replying to some of your guys' comments about this and some of my champs, and some of you saying like, especially in live arena, like Cece, improve your gear on Wukong because he's a champ you're going to be using there a lot, or swap your gear off of this champ, you put in this champion, things like that. The goal, of course, is to improve my gear across all my champions, but I hear you guys loud and clear. Some champs, I swear, I probably haven't touched their gear since I've gotten them, and I probably geared them with whatever I had at the time, which can definitely be improved upon. And that's one of the reasons that Forge Pass comes in handy, because I've definitely gotten some really good gear from it. But again, when it comes to Slayer, I do think it is more of like, I guess, a niche set in that sense, where obviously it's not going to go on every champion that I have or like any of my attack champs. So in that sense, yes, that is going to vary. But as I said, compared to some of the ones that they kind of have had in the past, especially recently, I do think this one is going to be a better gear set and one that can definitely be a good contender. Nonetheless, though, still excited to the very least be able to craft something from the forge with it, and hopefully some usable stuff. And mind you, even if I don't craft usable stuff from it, I can at least craft stuff to get silver. And as usual, I do actually save my crafting so that I can do it during clan versus clan, because that's a great way to actually get points. And if I need to craft stuff in the forge anyway, then that's a good time to actually go ahead and do that. The other dailies that I need to complete in here, I'll playtime rewards. So that one, I mean, that one I'll probably have to complete kind of as I go and as I actually play. And then placing 25 debuffs on campaign or dungeon bosses. Let's go ahead and actually look at the weeklies though. So this top one being easy, the debuffs for classic arena, heal 100 times in camping battles, debuffs on dungeon bosses while beating them, upgrade champions level in the sparring pit, and selling artifacts. So I do need to probably do some artifact selling. Let's be honest, I usually have some stuff I need to actually go ahead and sell in here. Easiest way to do this, let's go ahead and see, do I have any 4-star? I do. There's 2. Any 3-star? I do have 3-star as well. Nice. Sell all these. Like, I shouldn't have any 1 to 2-star any of these guys. No, and I probably have some of those guys as well to sell. So I mean, that one, because it's a weekly one, I'm sure I will get stuff along the way, especially if I am doing something like campaign and kind of going along. But these ones actually aren't too bad to be said. So for myself, as I said, with the actual Forge Pass, we'll see. I don't know yet. Let me know, comment down below if you guys are actually going to go ahead and get this Forge Pass. As I said, I think I'm going to have to actually look at my champs and try to decide, like, who do I have that I actually want to put this type of gear on? Is there any champs I have right now that I feel like could be improved by it? And I guess in that case, is it something that I do want to go ahead and, because I do always factor in and consider, like, okay, which champs will actually use of this gear set? Is there anyone that I have right now that I'm trying to build recently that is what I've wanted to put on them? All of those things I think I will consider in deciding if I decide, like, if I actually want to go ahead and get this Forge Pass or not. But as I said, Slayer one is pretty good, and I do think that there are certain champs that can definitely shine from using it. If you download Raid Shadow Legends using my link, I'm actually going to start you off with the free legendary champion on day 1, and then at level 10, level 20, and level 30, you'll get yourself an epic. That is 4 amazing champions that you can get just by downloading using my link. That is it for today's video. I want you guys to comment down below and let me know, are you going to be getting the Forge Pass for the Slayer gear? And what champions do you have that you think it's going to go well on? Be sure you guys also subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos, as I am posting a video a day. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!